You're going to read after this, huh?
Oh, mate, I'm done.
Yeah, I did. I just thought.
Yeah, it was interesting. Well, I on Thursday, I met a solicitor and he had a decent sized firm. It was his business. It's his own business. And I think he employs, 30, 40 people, whatever it might be. And we're talking about this from a perspective of, how do you reckon AI is going to affect your business? And he goes, look, there's going to be an issue in our industry. He goes, because at the moment we're not employing junior kids anymore. He goes, we're just not employing people out of university. He goes, because I can get one person utilize AI, like a ChatGPT or something like that, and that can do the work of 10 juniors now. And whilst that suits the business now, it's great. Our overheads are less because I don't need to employ as many people, and we're utilizing that skill set. Because the problem is going to be in 10 to 15 years' time, where all these juniors that we're not training, that we're not growing, that we're not employing, are not going to be around to be a senior solicitor. And then we're not going to have the people that can go to court and do all these sorts of things. So that in itself is the dumbing of the industry in that particular sector as well. So it's a similar type thing.
Yeah, but is that going to matter?
I don't know. Is the AI going to be the one that stands up in court and argues for you? Do you know what I mean? Like at what point?
The judge will be our.
Exactly right. There's that movie. Have you seen of course you've seen it, Chris Pratt, where the judge is now an AI thing and it puts you as the person in front of the judge and you have to prove to the AI that you're not guilty through all the means necessary. It was an interesting concept, but that's very much what it could be.
Yeah, and then I think like you'll both put your pitch forward and then it'll ask for context and you both will put it forward and
yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. That's just one industry.
Lawyers not going to be a thing. Accountants are not going to be a thing.
I know that's another one that's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, bookkeepers, man. I've been saying this for a while now. Yeah. Bookkeepers. I think your time is probably so limited. You could count it on one hand.
Wow, that's it. There's going to be plenty of those things.
Platforms now have already got auto reconciling and auto. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, if the platforms built it into their own thing now, like, I don't need you to come in and do. The same way you don't need a fucking flight agent. I was talking to someone yesterday and they're booking the whole Europe trip by themselves. Man,
yesterday, literally, I went on to chat and I was like, because I'm going to Adelaide next month for work and I'm going to meet a few people there. And I was like, I don't know where to stay in Adelaide. I'm like, hey, where's a nice hotel CBD that I can stay? I just put it in and it goes, this. I'm like, okay, what about this one? Whereabouts is it located? It's like, yeah, really good spot. It's close to shops, close to food, close to blah, blah, blah. Very central, bang. And then I went online, booked it, done. And normally you'd have to call up Flight Centre and say, hey, where do I stay? Where do I go? What do I do? Or you put it into Google, right? But at least I got that personalised service through that. So.
Let me ask you a question. What's going to happen when you don't ask for information? You ask for action and you say, hey, book me a thing. You know everything about me. Yeah. You know me better than I know me. And it says, hey, George, I booked it here because I know you like to eat at this restaurant and I've also booked you dinner there.
Yeah.
And I booked this and I told them to make sure that the aircon's at this temperature and don't leave chocolates in the room so you're not tempted.
That's right. I'd fire my PA. Do you know what I mean? Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wild
cool.
times.
Wild times. Well, that went a little bit sideways, but that's all good. I did have a topic I wanted to speak to you about today, and that was business partners. So how you work and how you select and how you operate with another person in your business. That was the topic I did want to speak to you about today, because I think a business partner can be a really, really powerful tool and asset in a company. Now, whether that's a 50-50 split or not, but also I think it can be absolutely detrimental.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Define. So what's your definition of a business partner? Like someone who owns...
I would say having an ownership. You have to have ownership, yeah. So and I think in an ideal world, say it's a 50-50 split.
Yeah.
Let's base this conversation off of a 50-50 split, because I think if it's not 50-50, then it's really one person has more vested interest than the other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if it's a 30-70 split, they have ownership, but is the full responsibility with them? No. So I think that's important. to differentiate. So let's just base it off a 50-50 split. Now, in saying that, I also think in a partnership like that, it sometimes can be beneficial to have a 51-49 split. Reason I say is if there is ever a decision that has to be made and you're both at a roadblock and you can't go forward, that's really detrimental too. I think you've always got to have an avenue where you can move forward, whether it's a third-party independent person that you can go with. So say it's 50-50, you go, cool, we can't make a decision right here. We need to go to a third party to make the decision for us. We'll give them the information, the resources. They might see our blind spot and then go, right, George, Robbie, you're going in that direction.
What sort of third party?
Now, it can, I don't know, an independent
like an advisor.
Yeah, an advisor. Could be a business advisor, a mentor. It could be an expert in that field. So say it's an accounting issue. We'll go see the accountant. You need to make a decision because I think we've got to spend this. He thinks we've got to spend that. What do we do? And then you can get the professional advice and make a decision from there. So if you don't have the 51-49, which is totally fine, I think having an agreement in place to go this, I think that's important.
Yeah, so ultimately if there is a disagreement that one person has say over the other.
Yeah, but even then that can at times build resentment as well. So maybe it's even better to have an external party.
Yeah, I also think though it's important that I think it's important that one person drives. Yeah,
yes, I think so too.
We were speaking about a business before where there are multiple business partners and you don't know who is in charge.
Yeah.
Like when I say you don't know who's in charge, like you genuinely do not know who's in charge.
Yeah, you have to call three people.
We've both worked with them and I can email one and get a reply from the other.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then I'll reply to that person and then the other one replies.
Yeah,
it's like, who am I talking to here? Who makes this decision? Do you know what I mean? Because right now I got no idea. It's like, have you ever tried to have three people drive a car? It's fucking hard.
You do the gears, I'll do the clutch and you steer.
Hey, have you ever done that?
Oh, I've driven and a person changed gears for me, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
For those that don't understand, there's a manual transmission in a vehicle.
I remember. This is a funny story.
So I'd be eating Macca's in one hand, driving. I go, hey, he changed the gear for me. I put the clutch in.
We used to have, one of my friends used to have a ute. It was like a 3-seater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The only way you could sit comfortably in the middle was if you had your right leg.
Yeah, either side of the gear stick.
Yeah, so you're either side of the gear stick. So then what we used to do, and it was never a smooth ride when we did this, but we used to be like, let me be your clutch. And it's like,
oh, no, the clutch.
And it's like, and it's like, this is a hard thing because you need to.
Yeah, the clutch is fucked.
And it's like, let me be your clutch. And you're like, go, go, go.
This sounds romantic.
It's not. It's fucking horrible.
Life-threatening.
Yeah, because then there's a person in the passenger seat that thinks they're about to die and they have no control.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny, very silly things you used to do back in the day.
Didn't we all just do things like that? I have another thing you should have as a business partner. Often we'll be like, hey, Robbie, let's get into business. We're friends. We do this. This is great. We get along well. Let's get into business together. Put it in paper. Put it on paper.
100%.
Have an agreement in place, like a proper drafted agreement, be a solicitor or AI, whatever it is. It's an agreement between two parties to say, this is what we do. This is what we're about. This is what happens if Robbie wants to sell his business or wants to sell out of the business. This is the process. He can't sell it to his brother, his cousin, his mum, his friend. He has to sell it back to me.
Yeah, lay out all of the possible scenarios up front.
Yeah.
And I think having it on paper, like, because like in that moment, you agree on something.
Yeah.
Circumstances change, life changes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People change.
It's kind of like, it's like a prenup almost, you know? It's like you're agreeing to what happens with what everyone brings into the party and all that sort of stuff.
But if you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.